myself or suffer the consequences. The wisdom of Elijah's inside of the conscientious, so I move with it.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger. I greet you, my beloved brothers and sisters, with the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum. Once again, it is my privilege to have this opportunity to share with you some of the words of guidance and teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. To Brother Famian and those members of your staff and students who may be here, your struggle is a part of the continuing story of our life, not only in America, but this is all over the world. Wherever there are black people, we suffer these kinds of indignities. But you should take comfort in the knowledge that the end of these indignities is in sight, simply because you are not willing to take it anymore. And whenever we are not willing to take what others are willing to give, that's when it stops. Now, to face what we have to face in the time of the closing down or the eclipsing of the power of Caucasian rule, we have to be strong people to go through what we have to go through with, to the victory of our people at last over our enemies. Martin Luther King had all of us singing a song that became the anthem of the civil rights movement. We shall overcome. And if you look in your Bible, in the book of Revelations, it says, to him who overcometh, these things will I give to you. All kinds of wonderful blessings God will give to those who overcome. To overcome. Look at that word. That means to engage in struggle against a formidable adversary and prevail, overcome. To overcome means a test of your will, that your will to be free must be stronger than the will of the oppressor to enslave. Your ability to endure pain and suffering and to sacrifice whatever is necessary to overcome your enemy and establish that which is meaningful for yourself and your people. That is easily said, isn't it? It's very difficult to do. Every day of our lives, we are confronted with tests that test our character, our willingness to overcome. God doesn't throw you into a big battle before he gives you smaller challenges that you can handle and overcome. And every time you overcome a small challenge, you are preparing yourself for a bigger challenge, for all life is one challenge after another that we have to overcome. And by overcoming, we bring out of ourselves the best that is in us. In fact, to know that gold and iron ore is in the earth, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us, is one thing, but to mine it out of the earth and put it into the service of others and self is another thing. To know that there is gold, that's one thing. That's very good. Now, what technique will you use to mine that gold, take it out of the earth, and put it into your service? That's a greater knowledge than to know that there's gold there. Is that right? To know that there is gifts that God has given to each one of us, we can say it with ease. I know that God has given all of us gifts. That's one thing. To extract the gift, to bring it out of you, and then put it into your service and into the service of others, that's a different kind of knowledge. You all know that you're gifted, don't you? Yes, sir. You know that God did not cheat you. He gave you something to give to yourself and to the world. Not one of us are without a gift. The question is now, how do we extract the gift and put it into the service of ourselves and others? The Skills Center that brother established, that brought 650 students paying $3,000, which is about $1,800,000, something like that. It's a lot of money coming from poor people who want to learn a skill. Maybe the white man is not interested in you really giving them a skill, but he's more interested in getting the money. Can you imagine the insult asking a man to train his replacement?
Stop sharing.
Hey.
Peace, family. I got caught up listening to the minister. I was supposed to stop that about 2 minutes ago.
I thought you was gonna start praise dancing. I kind of saw you out there. You was having the Holy Ghost and everything.
You know what I mean? I was supposed to stop that about 2 minutes ago, but you know, I'm soaking it up. I'm soaking it up. And forgive me, family, if I'm like a little bit low on energy. I am participating in the Ramadan fast with my Muslim brothers and sisters this year, and this is the second day of the fast. And so I'm doing all right, but the energy is just a little low.
What had happened was,
don't nobody want to hear that.
What had happened was, I'm starting tomorrow.
What had happened was, listen, ain't no power greater than a made up mind. Amen. That's all it takes. You got to make up your mind. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean it's going to be easy, but that's also the reason why I chose that clip right there from the minister. You know what I'm saying? Because he was talking about overcoming and going up against challenges, and you know what I'm saying, being able to stick to things through the adversity, and understanding that when you take on a certain challenge, that it's not going to be easy. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I chose that clip to open up today's show right there. That was also from one of the Ramadan. I don't even know what year that was. Looked like it was the early 90s, late 80s. One of the Ramadan speeches that he gave back in the days. So Ramadan Mubarak to all the Muslim brothers and sisters out there that's observing the fast this month. And peace to the family. Welcome to another episode of Sincereluvdagod cast. I am the God. Sincere love. What you said?
Ricardo said, keep it playing.
I know, right? I know, right? Yeah, I might pull some of that back up later on. I don't know. We'll see how the show goes.
Yeah.
But I'm the God Sincere Love here with my lovely co-host, Nicely Girl in the digital building. Happy Sunday, everybody.
Happy Sunday.
What's going on? How you doing out there in Cali?
I'm good. We got this little funny weather. It was hot one day. We thought we were getting rain, but it didn't happen. And then we're supposed to be hot next week. So it's just kind of all over the place. But I've been chilling. Didn't do anything this weekend. Didn't plan on doing anything this weekend. And I'm glad I didn't.
Okay, that's what's up. Makeup. I see the makeup popping, matching
I
with
was playing with makeup today.
With the top and all that. That's what's up. That's what's up. I see you. So we got a lot to talk about this week, man. Well, actually, I think it was a kind of a slow news week. You know what I'm saying? It's still a lot to discuss, of course. But as far as like news, I feel like the news was kind of slow this week compared to normal. Because everybody's still kind of talking about the Will Smith thing. That's still going on a little bit. You know what I mean?
That's going on. But I feel like, although it was slow, the things that popped up are huge.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, they're not like little small situations here, Disney.
Yeah. A lot of stuff going. That's why I said we still got a lot to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like, normally inside the materials chat, it'd be so flooded. We ain't gonna be able to get to all this. But this week it was just a little bit slower than normal. But like I said, a lot of people still talking about the Will Smith thing. So I guess we could touch on that. That happened like right after we got off air last week, right? So we didn't really get to talk about it on here, but I don't want to get too deep into it, but it's still, developing because you see the white media is really going in on Will.
Hard.
You know what I'm saying? They talking about possibly canceling a lot of his upcoming projects, that he already had in the works or whatever. A lot of people are, looking at him kind of funny style, not ready to work with him right now. And, the dominant society, everybody getting on code against Will right now. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe this is a blessing in disguise, right? Because, here we're always talking about, doing our own thing, breaking the chains, if you will, between us and white supremacy. Even when doing work, we also know that the people that they work with are very much white supremacists. They deal with them because they make a lot of money off of them. So this is the time I would think that the other Black actors, directors, writers, etc., should come together with Will and do your own thing. Fuck them.
No doubt. But, in that industry, it's a little more difficult than that because they still control all of the avenues of distribution. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though Tyler Perry got his own studios down here and, some other people, they got their own independent production companies and stuff like that. But when it comes to distribution, you still got to come to them at the end of the day. They own the theaters. You know what I'm saying? The main streaming outlets, are owned and controlled by them. You know what I'm saying? We do have some independent streaming outlets that we can tap into as well. You know what I'm saying? So it can be done. I'm just saying.
But what's his name? What's that one, the actor? I think, is he British? I'm not sure where he is. But remember he spit on, what's her name? Azalea? Was this after a Grammys or was this after some award show?
That was Russell Crowe, wasn't it?
Russell Crowe. He spit on her. And we had a whole bunch of people, including Black people, regardless of how you feel about her as a person. A white man spit on this girl. Period. A white man. Hopped a loogie at this chick, and he hasn't been canceled yet. And Will Smith had a little spat with his brother. They're gonna get through this. They will get through this. But he had a little, meltdown spat with his brother. You know what I'm saying? And now the world is just caving in on him.
Yeah, I mean, that's how they do. You know what I'm saying? They game their rules. They game their rules.
I don't like it. I feel like with Jada coming out a few years ago saying, remember the whole Oscar so white thing? And we all just recently saw the clip where Chris Rock was also hosting, And she was just saying, I won't be there. The reasons, we're basically boycotting, but to Chris Rock, congratulations to you on hosting. You deserve it. Like, very respectful, what I'm saying, giving him his flowers, for getting the gig. Fast forward, why are y'all there? Why is the boycott over? What did they do to include y'all? Like, why are you there in the first damn place?
Right. That's the question right there. But
I'm
the thing
confused.
is this. The thing is this. Now remember, this Oscars is the first Oscars that was. Hold on, I'm looking for something at the same time I'm talking to y'all. But hold on, let me go over here. This Oscars is the first Oscars that the whole production was done by a black company. Shout out to Will Packard.
Interesting. Interesting.
Will Packard produced this year's Oscars. Case people didn't know that kind of did get a little bit overshadowed as well.
You Negroes can't act right. We try to give y'all a foot in the door. We give you guys what I'm saying? So look, y'all, the reason why we don't is because y'all don't know how to act. Is that the narrative we're getting at this point?
I mean, that's the type of shit they do anyway. You know what I mean? That's the type of shit they do anyway. There's no such thing as a nigga that know how to act right to the white supremacists. You know what I mean? They just have a it just is what it is. So that's why I don't get into all of that respectability politics and all of that when it comes to people talking about will embarrass the black community and all that. I don't like that type of talk. I don't like that type of talk. I got into it with niggas at the barbershop. Nothing serious, but you know how niggas get it at the barbershop.
I ain't embarrassed about nothing.
Exactly.
I would like to have seen a full-on squabble, if you ask me. I felt some kind of way that Kristen hit his ass back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I would respect a whole full-on squabble up there, personally.
Yeah. My thing is this. Embarrassed by who? Like, I don't know why people hold white people up to this standard. Like they're the moral standard of something. Like ain't nobody got no nerve to look at us no type of way and say nothing when it comes to morals.
Especially them.
You know what I'm saying? Like white folks don't look at each other and say, "Oh, we need to do better." When one of their kids go shoot up a school, you know what I'm saying? When Brock Turner out here raping girls in broad daylight and shit, all type of degeneracy that goes on in their community, all of the meth, you know what I'm saying? Infested communities that they got going on out here and all of that. White people don't look at each other and say, "Oh, we need to do better." "Oh, y'all making us look bad as a people." And we shouldn't do that shit either. They don't do that because they don't give a damn what we think. And we don't need to give a damn what they think.
But the sad part is so many do. Like I just can't, and I'm like you, a lot of people I was seeing, I like to go on other YouTube channels, that I like and respect, what I'm saying? And I like to look in the comments. That's my thing. Let me look in the comments and kind of see what people's heads are. And to see so many black people really trying to throw the respectability bull crap at each other, I was like, what is wrong with y'all?
Yeah, that's the shit that I don't like.
We sick, boss.
I was looking for a certain video. I thought I retweeted it, but I guess I didn't.
What was it about?
It was a video with Martin.
Oh, with what's his name?
Howard Stern.
Howard Stern. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't think I did.
You know who tweeted that recently?
Was it Nas?
Let me look on Nas' page. I don't know. I just saw Nas. I retweeted something of his.
At the end of the day, it was horrible. And then the sad part about it is, love Martin, as a comedian, and all those things. But to sit there and just have to kind of smile through things like that because you're worried about how people are going to look at you and how this is going to affect you getting work. You know what I'm saying? When you are the work. You know what I mean? Like, it just bugs me that these people have never stood up. That shit wasn't funny.
And this is the thing that I was trying to say. That's what I'm saying. I was going to tie it into what we're talking about with this whole thing about the Oscars and all of that. It's one thing to say, yeah, niggas need to go do their own thing and all that. But I do say it's easier said than done in that particular industry. because, you know, like I said, they do control the avenues of distribution when it comes to that. You know what I mean? And, you know, they just have the ability. They got their arms reach so far to be able to shut projects down and shit like that. But it takes a certain type of Negro to even be involved in that industry on that high level like that. And that's the reason why I wanted to show the Martin thing. For those that don't know, there's a video of Martin Lawrence on Howard Stern show back in the days. And Howard Stern is going full white supremacist. Soon as Martin walks in the goddamn studio, he's like, "Oh, am I supposed to say nigga a whole bunch of times since you're here?" And Martin got to do this corny ass laugh. He know this shit ain't funny. It's like when Nelly Fuller talks about, you know, the tacky relationship between white people and black people. A lot of y'all go through that shit at your jobs. Y'all got a white supremacist supervisor or something at your job.
I'm about to DM it to you.
All right.
On Twitter though.
On Twitter, okay. Damn,
that's when they play. I unless I download it to my phone. Are you? No. Okay.
That's good. But yeah, that tacky relationship that Nelly Fuller always talks about, man. And Martin just got to sit there and act like the shit is funny, and he know the shit is hella offensive. You know what I mean?
He looked very uncomfortable too.
Yeah, he looked very uncomfortable doing that fake ass laugh. You sent it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it was just very uncomfortable. It was, you know, I was talking crap, you know, like say it's like, you know, walk off. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, we can get through this show, but what you're not gonna do, you know what I'm saying, is disrespect me before I even sit down.
Right, man. And now I ain't talking about the MC Light joke. I know that been coming up lately because everybody trying to say, you know, niggas supposed to be able to take a joke. That's basically what niggas bringing that MC Light shit up for. Like, come on, this is how comedians get down. People done said way worse shit than what Chris Rock said. I agree with that too. You know what I'm saying?
But does that warrant all the negativity that Will is getting? Not only from the white supremacists, but from people in our own community. Yeah,
I mean, you should be able to lose your cool every once in a while. That's fine. You've been perfect for like 30-something years. You know what I'm saying? You should have enough grace to be able to lose your cool for a hot second. It happens. It's life. Shit happens in real life. Okay?
Real life.
Shit happens.
What's the saying? People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Can you see that?
You're probably gonna have to enlarge it if you can. Yeah, there we go. Yes, for sure.
All right. And this is only part of it, but it's bad enough.
I know.
Hey, man.
Am I supposed to say nigger a lot?
No,
that's your thing. You said it. No, you say that.
We'll be going for. But you know what, Howard? I'm glad to be here, man.
Thank you. I'm glad to have you here.
Because you the man.
You look different.
You get to say what you want to say, man.
Exactly. I am the man.
Dark glasses today.
Are you wearing dark shades? I am too.
A little something, but you know I can slide them off.
Yeah. Now it looks like you. Yeah, that's you. There you are.
We just woke up. You know, just got in, and
it's amazing. Those shades actually change your face.
Do they?
Yeah, I know.
Hey.
And the part that really got me, let me play this again.
Man,
am I supposed to say nigger a lot? No, that's your thing. You said it. No, you say that.
We'll be going for. But you know what, Howard? I'm glad to be here, man.
Thank you. I'm glad to have you here.
Because you the man.
You look different.
You get to say what you want to say, man.
Exactly. I am the man.
Dark glasses today.
That right there.
That right there.
That right there. Because you know, in white supremacist ideology, a black male is never allowed to be a man.
No.
The only man in the system of white supremacy is the white man. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why black people and black men in particular have to be disenfranchised, deprived of resources and the ability to be able to empower themselves, empower their own community, because that's what men do. You know what I'm saying? So the only man around here is supposed to be a white man. And so when Martin said, "Oh, yo, you know, you the man, Howard, you the man," he said, "You know what? That's right. I am the man." I am the man. Meaning you the boy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Meaning you are the boy. You know what I'm saying? So that part right there really is like, oh, damn, Marty Ma.
Right.
God damn, Marty Ma. And my whole point is
cringeworthy.
my whole point is a nigga like me would never make it in show business, man. If that's how you got to get down, if that's the type of shit you got to put up with, you know what I'm saying, to make it to the top.
Spreading cheeks, you got to spread cheeks, the casting couch. It's just too much for me.
Right, right. So a lot of our black celebrities who we admire and look up to a lot understand this is the type of niggas that they is, man. You know what I'm saying?
Victims of white supremacy. They're victims of white supremacy, but they've surrendered.
Exactly.
They surrender. They don't have, any type of fight in them, and when it comes to it, because they rather, the biscuits, the accolades that they get, the pat on the head that they get, they forget that they are the talent and stuff like that. And for them, getting that pat on the head from white mommy and white daddy is the grandest thing. White mommy and white daddy said that I'm the best. Never mind your community who supports you, you know what I'm saying, and made you the best because we're the ones who support you. They can pat you on the head all day. But if we show up to those, comedy specials or, concerts and all that stuff, guess what? You're nothing.
Right. And that goes back to, the necessity of resource deprivation. You know what I'm saying? The system of white supremacy is necessary to maldistribute the resources so that people have to come to you for that daily bread. People have to come to you to work their way up the ladder. And so they will acquiesce to this type of bullshit. They will put up with this type of bullshit. And that's how they create these vetting systems and these coon vetting systems so that they get the right type of Negroes in certain positions. You know what I'm saying? That's what it really boils down to. Like, because if as a community, if we're empowered and we have our own structures, then Martin don't got to act like that, because he could come to us to get a deal. He could come to us to green light a movie, to make him a star. You know what I'm saying? But we don't have that structure to be able to create our own stars. So stars are made in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? And so if that's what you want and you want it that bad, that's the type of shit you're gonna have to put up with. Yeah, Ricardo, appreciate that.
So if they want a certain level, if they want a certain level of success, this is what they have to do. Because I've seen so many to me, what I deem as successful, Cat Williams. He's not out here, eating butt crack, you know what I'm saying, for their accolades. He does what he does. He produces, his own material. He has his Netflix special. They came to him. He cut a deal with them to play his material that he paid his videographers for, etc. Right? So he produced it himself, and they came to him for what he had. Why can't they do that? It's not that they need that. I guess it depends on, what type of success, if you will, they're looking for. Because I find that he's very successful in what he does.
And Dave Chappelle too.
Dave Chappelle as well.
Dave Chappelle too. And Dave Chappelle is huge. You know what I'm saying?
He walked away from that shit. He walked away from millions of dollars for his own sanity, for his own self-respect, for his own dignity. And he basically was like, it ain't enough money for me to do that.
Right.
I'll walk away.
Right. It all depends on your why. You know what I mean? What you in this for? You know what I'm saying? And what you're willing to tolerate and put up with. I just thought about something else like a second ago.
I feel like it's super scary to me because, and I guess, there's that saying that everyone has a price. You know what I'm saying? And I guess it depends on what your price is and what you're willing to do to sell yourself or whatever that is.
Yep. That's a fact. And before we move on from this Will Smith story, Tony Rock is on tour.
Oh.
Tony Rock is on tour with some more right now. And he recently did a show. He spoke on the whole Chris Rock, Will Smith thing with his brother. And it's funny. Let me pull it up.
It was.
Let me pull it up. Where's that? Let me go to D. D Tubman.
It was on what's his name? Voice page.
What, on Instagram?
Yes, yeah, on IG. It's on Voice's page.
Boys probably got some commentary over that joint. Hold on, I'm gonna look on D page because D posted it over here. 1 second, y'all. But yeah, hit that like button, family. Make sure that you share this out on your social medias and subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so you can be reminded when we go live with new content. This is Sincereluvdagod cast. I'm the God Sincere. This is my lovely co-host, Nicety Girl. We do this every Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time. 4 p.m. Pacific Time. And make sure you check us out on Wednesdays and Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time, where we have our Black Business Showcase. We bring on different entrepreneurs and business owners to share their journey into entrepreneurship. That's what we do. And I don't see it.
Okay, so Raheem's page is on it too.
I'm gonna go over there.
Go on Raheem Shabazz page. He posted it today.
Go over there. Some of y'all might not have seen it, so let me pull it up real quick.
He'll be mad at me.
Huh?
I said his Tony Rock will be mad at me.
He'll be mad at you?
Yeah.
What you mean?
Because we all grew up in the same types of Black households. If someone hits you, you hit them back. If you run your ass in this house and tell me someone hit you and you didn't hit them back, I'm going to beat your ass and then I'm going to take you out there to beat their ass. That's how it was. I wasn't allowed to run. If you going to take an ass whooping if you got to. You got to bring ass and get ass. That's what I was told.
Yeah, that's a fact. Definitely grew up just like that. But with Chris Rock, it wasn't even that. He wasn't even ducking the fade. He just didn't want to get in trouble with the white folks.
Yeah.
That's even worse.
That's even worse. Oh, boy.
That's even worse. But here go Tony.
Yeah.
This ain't the motherfucking Oscars. And if you walk your ass up here, you ain't nominated for shit but these motherfucking hands. Oh, we gon' pop the rest of the year, nigga. Every time you see me do a show, pop. I ain't want to start the show like that. You gonna hit my motherfucking brother? Cause your bitch gave you a side eye? Walk up on this stage? This ain't the motherfucking Oscars. And if you walk your ass up here, you ain't nominated for shit but these motherfucking hands. Oh, we gon' pop the rest of the year, nigga. Every time you see me do a show, pop. I ain't want to start the show like that.
It's funny, man.
You gonna hit my motherfucking brother? Cause your bitch gave you a side eye?
Walk
up on this stage?
What you say, he capping? You say he capping?
Yep. You know,
go ahead.
Because my brother and my sister I let someone hit me like that, my brother and sister would have got at me too. And then would have walked me over to the person to whoop that ass. Like, my thing is, I think Tony is the baby brother, right?
I don't know if he's the baby, but he's younger than Chris.
Yeah, I don't care. Your baby brother, go over to your brother's house and pop him in his mouth for not defending himself. Like, you have to have, there's two conversations to be had here. He could have made that funny too. He could have been like, you know what? You walked up on me like that. I ain't my brother. You know what I'm saying? You would have got.
He did say that. It's more to it. He did say that. But I understand what you're saying, though. I understand what you're saying. He's supposed to get at his brother for not retaliating.
Yeah, you embarrassing the family name, bro. You didn't hit back.
Right. Man. And that's the last thing I'm gonna say about this too is, you know, because some people say, you know, Will was defending Jada's honor and they respect that or whatever the case may be. But as you can see, this really just opened her up for more jokes and more ridicule. You know what I'm saying? That really just opened the floodgates open now because everybody gonna be going in, and you can't slap everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really mad at Will, but I don't think it was the best thing to do in that moment. I feel like there was definitely better ways he could have handled it. But like I said, shit does happen in real life, man. Shit happens.
But when we also say that when there's a better way, like when is there a better way when someone pisses you off or offends your spouse or does something to your children or does something to you that you don't like? Is there ever a right time and a place?
I'm not saying right. I'm not saying wrong time, wrong place. I'm saying better way to handle it. Meaning it was other ways. Violence wasn't the only option. You know what I'm saying? You was gonna get it. You was gonna get on that microphone too. You witty and all that too. You know what I'm saying? You could have handled it in a different way. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying don't be fighting at the Oscars in front of all these good white people. I ain't saying that. That ain't what I'm saying.
It was just a little slap. It wasn't really violent. I don't even think it hurt. He didn't even fall. Like, it was just a little.
He wasn't trying to hurt him or nothing. He wasn't trying to hurt him or nothing. He was just trying to send a message.
That was all.
He was just trying to send a message. And I'm just saying there was other ways you could have sent the same message. He would have got the same message, other ways you could have handled it. That's all I'm saying.
It was, but we ain't worried about white people. Let's be very, very. I'm not
at all. Not at all. I don't give a damn. Tear the Oscars up. Let's get uninvited from now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I give less than a fuck about the damn Oscars. And tonight is the Grammys, by the way.
I was just about to segue into that because I'm seeing a whole bunch of Negroes who was a couple weeks ago or 2 weeks ago talking about canceling the Grammys. But I see a bunch of Negroes on the red carpet showing all 32 teeth.
Who you seen? I ain't seen nothing. I ain't seen nothing. I've been offline for the most part. Who you seen out there?
Name names. Let me name names for you. That's out here showing all their teeth on the red carpet right now.
Is Quavo out there? Is Quavo at the Grammys?
I didn't see him. But of course, little Nas X is there.
Oh yeah.
We have Meg Thee Stallion.
He's the darling of the evening, isn't he?
Yeah, Meg Thee Stallion, that sweetie girl. Who else hit the red carpet? Tiffany Haddish. London on the Track, Dreezy, Doechii, I guess. Doja Cat. Yeah.
I mean, these are the usual such people I expect to see there. I thought you were saying there was some people that was saying that they wasn't rocking with the red. I thought you was going to say Jay Prince was on the red carpet or something.
Black people, period. Black people.
Man, you already know niggas is going to the Grammys. You already know niggas is going to the Grammys, man. You already know that. What Kanye West? What record Kanye West broke, Ricardo?
He won Grammy Award for Best Rap Song.
Okay. I don't think that's no record.
He went up against DMX, Sweetie, Baby Keem, and J. Cole.
What song was it? Does it say what song it was?
It doesn't say.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, it's whatever. Nas is performing tonight. This is Nas's first time performing at the Grammys by himself. Shout out to Nas.
I don't know. I just feel like sometimes this stuff always just kind of works out, to make us look crazy in a way. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. And when I say look crazy, like you have Nas, who's never performed there, I don't think, who's never won a Grammy. Then you have all this chaos, with the Grammys all over the years. And then he goes, the situation with Will last week or 2 weeks ago, now Nas is performing, and then you have Jay Prince and all these other people coming out saying, forget, the Grammys, they're racist, they're this, they're that. They cancel Kanye, let's do our own thing. Like, Nas, where you going? I'm confused. Yeah. I'm confused as to why at this point in the game.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? I've been on this thing. I've been on this kick where I've learned to separate the art from the artist. You know what I mean? I don't have the attachment to these people the way that I used to, although I still love the art. You know what I'm saying? If the music is good, whatever it is that you do, if you do it well, I enjoy art. I enjoy good art. I'm not going to stop enjoying good art, but I don't buy into the individuals the way that I used to. I used to be like die hard super fan of a lot of these people growing up. You know what I'm saying? And to a certain degree, you think you know them. You know what I'm saying? You think you know them, but we don't know these people, man. We don't know them.
Right.
And so I'm kind of detached from it from an emotional standpoint. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
I guess so. I just sometimes wish that we can be on one accord, in unison, one good time, especially in these events, and just not show the fuck up. Like, what is so hard about that?
Okay, so they
Look at
said,
Beyonce sang last week at the Oscars. Everybody was talking about her performance. I didn't watch none of this shit, but oh, Beyonce, like, why her ass was there? Why are you there, babe?
of course Beyonce is going to be there. You surprised Beyonce was there? You really? Really?
Oscars for what? She's not an actress. I mean, she is, but she ain't been in nothing recently.
She did music for like Disney films and shit. I don't know exactly what she was doing there. I didn't watch it. I didn't even see none of the clips. Yeah, but I'm saying it probably was. A matter of fact, she had the song for the Richard Williams movie. She had the song on there, so that probably was what that was about.
I just don't understand. Sit y'all asses down. My gosh, why can't Negroes just sit down for a second?
Man, you better get off that, man. You better get off that, man. These people ain't pro-black.
Not at all. At all. Everything is symbolism with them.
Exactly. And that's what I wanted to say earlier, too. When you said, why are we back at the Oscars after the whole Oscar so white thing? What did they do to get niggas back? The point I was trying to make was they had Will Packard produce it. And for them, that's all they was looking for. It's not about doing what's right for the masses of black people. It's about including us. Include us. We supposed to be the acceptable Negroes, and y'all ain't treating us right. It ain't about how y'all treating black people overall. It's about how y'all treating us, the celebrity class.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now they let Will Packard produce it. So we back. That was good enough for us. Just like the after party Jay-Z had for the Oscar after party at some hotel, that the employees. There's a boycott going on at the hotel. The employees were saying racism and sexism going on at that hotel, and they had a big boycott from this hotel alleging racism. And Jay-Z held the Oscar party there. I guess he normally holds it there, and he still held it there, even though they having this boycott over there, and all the celebrities showed up and they had their party there and all of that stuff. Because again, they treating us right. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how they treating the rest of y'all niggas, but they treating us right. You know what I mean? And they rolled out the red carpet for us.
And they're different niggas. And see, they're different kind of niggas until something happens to them, but they're different.
Right. Facts, Jackson. Folks are promoting their brands and products, staying relevant. The wealthy don't have our complaints and perspective. They don't. Which ain't nobody talking about reparations besides Ice Cube.
Right. And you see what they did to him.
All this conversation that's going on about reparations, and ain't nobody black in the celebrity class even mentioning it.
Not at all. Not at all. Especially here in California, because it finally made it to mainstream news. MSNBC, some NBC, whatever the heck it's called. But it ended up making it on mainstream news after the AB 3121 happened last week. So it did finally make it to mainstream news. Yet I haven't seen it's even the California artists, the ones that are based here. Why aren't y'all talking about it? Where y'all at? Your silence is deafening.
But as we see, we don't need them. As we see, we making shit happen without them. We getting momentum without them. It would be nice, you know what I'm saying? Right. But as we see from what took place, and you want to bring people up to speed that might not know about what's going on out there, Callie, with that.
Oh yeah, and it was, and also what was I gonna say? I think I lost my train of thought. But anyway, last week, everyone, California passed a bill AB 3121, which will allow us, which is a task force for reparations that is lineage based and not race based. So there was this push from a whole bunch of non-foundational Black Americans, as well as Pan-African Foundation of Black Americans that were pushing a race-based reparations, meaning that as long as you identify as Black, even though you may not have identified it as Black until reparations became a thing, you get a cut of the pie. So there was this push, and also I just recently learned, by the way, by listening in on the calls and stuff, is having a race-based policy is unconstitutional. So it's technically against the law. And I think that they rely a lot on Black people's ignorance of the law, right? To, push us in a certain direction so that if it had to say go to court or something like that, it will automatically be shut down because you can't do anything based off of race, allegedly, although, stop Asian hate, whatever. But you can't do anything based off of race. And so they did have civil rights attorneys and constitution attorneys and stuff like that reading the original bill. And so that's when they was like, wait a minute, we got to rewrite this. It has to be written with specific language and it has to be lineage based, meaning descendants of slavery here in America and freedmen, free slaves, because there were also, people that were
Free Black folks.
Free Black folks, right? So that has passed. Right, we have stepped up another milestone. Now the next one, I don't know if anybody is paying attention, is now they're saying, well, what does reparations look like? Does it look like cash payments? Does it look like free school? Right? Does it look like Section 8 vouchers? Bullshit like that, right? So, yeah. So we're like, no. We looking at direct cash payments, and we don't want to hear any bullshit about if California can afford it, right? California can afford it. And the reason why I know now, because again, being in these spaces, I'm learning so much information and keeping my own notes. I will say this before I proceed. Anyone out there that is a foundational Black American, that and in your heart that you are a descendant of American slaves here, do your lineage search right now. Do your genealogy. Get your paperwork together. What was I saying? I literally just had a brain fart.
You're talking about how they got the money.
Oh, they got the money. So in November, I made notes for today's show, y'all. I'm not playing with y'all. So November 28th, 1994, California sued the federal government for money to help illegals and got it. They sued the federal government for money to help illegals, meaning people who broke the law to be here in order to help him. So if that's what you got to do to help us get whatever it is, that we need, if there's not enough in the budget, then sue. Do what you got to do. During COVID, the beginning of COVID, I'll say before we even made it into the first year of COVID, I'm here in California. Newsom passed like $100 and some odd million bill to help illegals during COVID at that time. So because they were not eligible for like the $1,400 stimulus thing, so they were getting it here on a state level, and they actually got more than what we were basically getting from Biden and Trump, because actually Trump did it first. You know what I'm saying? They actually got more than what we got, and these are illegals. Right. Non-citizens.
Right.
So yeah.
And so that's something that we definitely got to keep our eyes on. Mm-hmm. There's still a lot of game trying to be ran as far as that is concerned. That was a small victory, but it's definitely not time to celebrate. No. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to everybody that was holding shit down, man. They was holding those hearings. I think 2 or 3 days in a row. It was like all day.
All day.
It was all day. Like I was listening in and out. I was at work, jumping on my headphones, listening in and out to the conversations. And a lot of the grassroots came through, and y'all was getting the motherfucking language correct, and y'all was holding it down. So definitely shout out to everybody that's putting in that work in real time, man, offline like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, that's when to me, that's another example of we all we got and we all we need. When we put our heads together and show up in a strong way, we can get things done. And we only got it done by one, vote, but it was done. No matter what, it was done because we showed up and we showed out. People were calling in, people were emailing the right people. You know what I'm saying? We were doing it and making sure that our language is heard. Organizing. We're not standing for all this all-inclusive thing when it comes to, benefits from us. And hold on, what's that? NARC and Cobra gotta go.
Yes, hands down.
Hands down, they gotta go. Don't trust nothing that they put out at all.
Those are enemies of Black people.
Period.
For sure. Those are enemies of Black progress. Yes. Those are the ops. When you see Cobra, when you see NARC, understand those are the ops.
Man, it was.
But
and they look like
check out this report right here.
In a 5-4 vote, the California Task Force has agreed that those that are descendants of free and enslaved Black people who were in the United States in the 19th century will be eligible for state compensation. The hours-long debate was sometimes testy and emotional. The task force members, most of whom can trace their heritage back to slavery in the U.S., they also debated on how it would be dispersed. In 2020, Governor Gavin Newsom signing legislation creating the task force, making California the only state to move ahead with a plan and a mission to study the institution of slavery and its harmful effects. Reparation efforts at the federal level, they've gone nowhere, but cities and universities, they are taking up the issue. I was thinking that this is a really...
But pay attention to the words, family, because they're still talking about studying, right?
Right.
They're making it seem like, the states and the cities are making these big moves, but at the end of the day, they still talking about studying. You know what I'm saying? And so we're not satisfied until some checks start getting cut.
Period.
Good thing. And California could kind of be like a case study to kind of see, what can happen and how we can get this going for the federal government. I think the biggest thing is how it will be dispersed, whether it will be money or whether it will be land or, what we can kind of look.
It's going to be money. It's going to be money.
That's all we want.
It's going to be money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We can talk about some land as well. Of course, we can talk about some land, but let's talk about this money. Let's focus on the money first. Let's get that out of the way so there'll be no confusion. Money.
Not money. No education.
Cash payments. Okay? Cut the check. Let's keep it real simple.
Period.
Let's keep it real simple because, again, cutting the check is only the beginning. And this is just dealing with California right here. You know what I'm saying? Just to be clear. You know what I'm saying? This is not, the reparations that we're pushing for overall. But this is a starting point. And the cutting of the checks itself is only a starting point. There is much more to reparations. But just to cut out all the confusion, let's just get the check out the way.
Right. We're going to start here.
You know what I mean?
And I want to also shout out Senator Stephen Bradford. He's a Democrat out here in Gardena, California. And he was on Fox News this morning. And he said, if you can inherit generational wealth, you can also inherit generational debt. Cut the check. He's all for cash payments.
Right.
And
Shout
that's fact.
Shout out to him. What's his name?
His name is Senator Stephen Bradford. If you can inherit generational wealth, you can also inherit generational debt. And that's exactly what we inherited. Debt and nothing.
Right. Exactly.
Forward to, but I definitely think this is a step in the right direction. And, I hope that other states will kind of catch on.
Yeah, I'm aligned in that. Right now, there's no compensation plan slated. So they are speculating that maybe free college education, helping business owners, maybe helping purchase homes. We do have an example of this as of last year, though. The descendants of Willa and Charles Bruce, rather, excuse me. Their descendant, their great-great-grandson was awarded their house over in Manhattan Beach. So there is a precedence here in California, and it seems like they want to lead the charge in making sure reparations are given out.
Rodney, we follow the story of Bruce's Beach here on Fox News Black Report, but
now, that was a great thing they did with the Bruce's family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because exactly what was stolen from them is exactly what was returned to them.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But when we're talking about reparations for slavery, the wealth of this country was built upon that. It's the wealth that was extracted and stolen. Our intellectual property as well as our labor is what was stolen. So the only way that you're going to return that is by making us wealthy. Understand that. Understand that. But this lady right here go the bullshit, right? Now, I don't know what's her name. I don't see her name on the screen. Where's she from? But I think I see a little cake soap.
Maybe.
At this a little bit differently. I've never been a big fan of reparations movements. I haven't seen one yet that really blew me away. Illinois was one of the first states to do it, and it was a loan program. Same here. I believe that there's going to be someone that benefits from this program, and it's not really going to be African Americans. So one reason why a lot of people are upset, because this program excludes a large amount of Black people, those who came from East and West Africa and the Caribbean. So that makes up
the people who weren't entitled because their family wasn't enslaved here.
Boo.
What sense does that make? It's going to exclude the people who weren't included in slavery, okay? It's going to exclude the people whose family did not build the wealth of this nation, which is right and exact. That's like a bullshit ass token point, man.
About 178,000 people. And so how is it really closing the racial wealth gap if all Black Americans are not included? Also,
I'm done
with if you don't shut up, girl, if you don't shut up, they have their own reparations movement, CARICOM. And guess what? My Black ass can't go over there and get nothing.
Right.
Not a damn thing. They'll look at me sideways if I came over there and asked because I'm Black.
Right. And we support that. They should get what they're supposed to get. And we're not supposed to get nothing out of that. Period. And it don't matter. It don't matter if I move me and my kids over there and become a citizen. That it don't matter. I'm still not entitled.
Period.
Still not entitled. But fam, it's time for me to break my fast, family. Yeah. Have a sip of this goddamn water. Time for me to break this fast.
Well, it's dark though, right? So you can drink when it's dark out because it's like sun up to sundown, right? At least that's my understanding. So
yeah, sunrise. Yeah, sunrise to sunset. Nothing goes inside the mouth. Pause.
Got it.
Nothing at all. So this is day 2. I'm doing all right. You know, I got a little headache right here. There's a little bit of pressure right here in the front of my forehead. You know, them hunger headaches. But I'm doing all right though. It's gonna get greater later.
Yeah, it's just been wild to me to see, you know, our brothers and sisters from the diaspora and the Caribbean, one, play dumb, because a lot of them absolutely are playing dumb when it comes to this, playing like they confused and they don't understand why. And then 2, you know, speaking against it or even inserting themselves into the claim, you know what I'm saying, inserting themselves and centering themselves in conversations that have nothing to do with them. You know, again, this is no shade, this is no hate, but when it comes to this reparations claim here in America, just be quiet, sit back, enjoy your, you know, DACA benefits that you get, because I'm not entitled to any of that, you know, because I'm a foundational Black American. So I'm not entitled to any DACA benefits. Am I bitching about it? And it's coming out of my tax dollars. You know what I'm saying? My child, unless he can play ball, you know, or can get a freaking 5 point some GPA, ain't going to no HBCU for free. I either have to pay for it or he has to get a scholarship. He has to be completely, you know, crazy smart to do that. But you get to come over here and do it for free. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're not a foundational Black American. Those institutions were built for us and we barely get to benefit off of it now. So stop censoring yourself, sit on the sideline, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you're against it, don't say nothing. Just be quiet.
Facts.
If you're not supporting, be quiet.
Facts. Yeah. That's it, sis. And they give it out, you know, not even just immigrants, man, but right now they're cutting checks for even non-citizens. Non-citizens are getting checks cut specifically for them right now as we speak.
Right now.
Let me see.
I think it's in the materials. I think I just put it in there the other day.
U.S. to provide an additional 200 million in assistance to Afghans.
Right.
Let me pull that up. U.S. to provide these commercials.
What's the other one?
Damn it. Oh, I think this is one of those you gotta. I can't read it. But it's a story on Bloomberg. Oh, I can't read it. I read the story earlier on my phone, though. But on here, it's not letting me read the story. I don't know why. But the headline on Bloomberg, U.S. to provide additional $204 million in assistance to Afghans. Also, the Ukrainian president, right, Zelensky just used Dr. King's words to finesse another 800 million out of Joe Biden.
Yep.
He said, Dr. King had a dream. Well, we have a need.
Right.
And Joe Biden said, well, say less. Joe Biden said, say less, my nigga. Pulled out the checkbook, an additional 800 million. So between that and what he just gave to the Afghans, that's $1 billion right there.
Right.
And these are additional monies.
Right.
Family. We only 4 months into this year. So I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, they ain't got it. They ain't got it to pay reparations and all that. All this COVID money.
And remember, when COVID started, who did they center as the people that were affected by it most? It was us. Yes, we ain't got nothing but $1,400. No hate crime bill. None of that. I'm just saying. It's just, they know how to cut a check and squeeze some money out for the people that
Hold on, Ricardo. Hold on, Ricardo. Ricardo said they need to give all Black people this money because everyone was affected by slavery in some way.
Not here.
Listen,
everybody wasn't affected here.
Listen, you from Haiti, my nigga. Y'all got to take that up with the French.
Period.
The French.
I can't go to Haiti and get none.
The French is the ones that owe y'all. The French is the ones that made y'all pay for your own freedom.
Right.
Okay, y'all wasn't enslaved over here. Your family didn't build the wealth over here. Understand, reparations is a debt that is owed for the wealth that was built by my family for free.
Right. Here.
You know what I'm saying? It's not some program that's going to be a handout for people because white people been mean to us. No, that's not what this is about. You know what I'm saying?
And also, it's definitely not about it for people who voluntarily came over here knowing that it was just as racist here. Maybe there was a little bit more opportunities for you here, but it's just as racist and you still voluntarily came here. Voluntarily.
Okay, there were slaves in America that was from the West Indies and the Caribbeans, and they are eligible. If they was here during slavery, they're eligible, my nigga. But not the ones that migrated over here. We understand that there was people that were sold into slavery from the Caribbean and all that came over here during the 1800s. You know what I'm saying? In that time, during antebellum slavery, they was brought over here through trades and all that. Yeah, we understand that. And they contributed to the wealth of this nation as well. And those are foundational Black Americans. That's what makes us unique.
Exactly.
That's what makes us unique because we are made up of the indigenous Black people who were already here on this land before Europeans arrived, Africans who were brought through the transatlantic slave trade, which includes those Europeans and West Indians that you're talking about, and also the African explorers who were coming over here before Columbus and all them dudes. Those people are what make up our unique ethnic group.
Right.
That's what makes us different from everybody else as foundational Black Americans.
Been African. Those very people he's talking about have not been African. They have not been Haitian. They have not been West Indian in 500 years. What is that?
I don't know. 0 equals B1 for life. Shout out to 0 equals B1 for life. I think that's a peace sign. First, I thought it was something else.
No, it's a peace sign.
Peace to you, family. First time seeing you in the chat. Welcome to Sincereluvdagod cast. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be reminded. We do this every Sunday, 7 p.m., Wednesday and Thursday, 8 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. So whatever time zone you may be in, you can calculate that. Go ahead. I don't want you to lose your thought.
How does our brothers and sisters in the diaspora in the Caribbean feel about us getting in on their CARICOM plan then? Since we are all slaves.
Right,
that's the narrative that we're going with, like that our ancestors were all slaves. So how do you feel about Black people here in America jumping over there and jumping on the CARICOM reparations thing? So should we get money from there too? Because technically, if you really want to get technical, you know, Africans over there in the diaspora also helped enslave Black Americans. They owe a debt too, if we want to get technical about it. Right now, we're only talking about the American government. But there's several people, right now we're only talking about the American government, but there's several folks that owe us, including some that look like us.
Yeah, don't think we don't know those tribes that was involved with the transatlantic slave trade and all that. Don't think we don't know who those tribes are. The Arabs, you know, they're not off the hook.
No.
You know, we just got to deal with this beast that we're dealing with right now. You know what I mean? First things first. That's all that's about. But everybody got to pay.
Everybody
got to pay. Let me go get my carrot juice real quick, man. I'm hungry.
That water ain't doing it. Ramadan kicking in. He over here going through, withdrawals because he hasn't eaten any food. The water is not cutting it, so he's going to get his carrot juice right now. And make sure you guys are liking. Make sure you are sharing this broadcast out to everyone that you know. If you're not able to look at it, all of it tonight, make sure you look at the replay and make sure you're also subscribed, like, and share, everybody. But yeah, I'm for everybody Black getting what is deserved to them. If your family has suffered under the hands of white supremacy and this government that has enslaved your people, you definitely deserve everything that is owed to you. And again, this is a debt that is owed. It's not a handout. I hate that narrative as well. When I expect to hear it from white people, why should I pay for this? I wasn't responsible for that, blah, blah, blah. But when other Black people say it, especially non-Black Americans say stuff like, we want a handout, just pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, we got all that, like that literally pisses me off.
They only say that when it comes to Black people too. They only say that when it comes to foundational Black Americans. Why should my tax dollars go to something? I ain't have nothing to do with that. My family is Italian. We came over here after the slave trade and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. But when they're giving money to Native American tribes, that's coming out of our tax dollars. Nobody says anything about that.
Right.
When they're giving money to the Asian Americans and the Pacific Islanders and all of that, that's coming out of our tax dollars. Nobody says nothing about that. When they're giving money for these refugee programs and all of this stuff, all of that stuff is coming out of those same tax dollars that you're saying, why should you have to pay? It's only when it comes to us. And the reason why is because people understand how resilient that we actually are. Nobody wants to have to compete with Black people on an even playing field. Everybody wants to have an unfair advantage over us because they understand these motherfuckers ain't no joke.
Period.
If you give these niggas an inch, they're going to take a mile for real, for real. Because look at us. Look at us. After all the shit that we've been through, look at us. We are not downtrodden. We still out here with our heads high. We still out here doing fly shit. You know what I'm saying? We're not even supposed to be here. Nobody else would have survived the shit that we've been through. You know what I'm saying? Not only have we survived, but we out here shining. We got the nerve to be out here shining. We got the nerve to be out here with confidence, with our chest out and shit. So they like, we can't give these niggas nothing. It's over for us.
Right.
They understand what it is.
But everything, all the wealth that they've generated thus far, even with us getting our shine and our just due, y'all still gonna be all right. They still gonna be all right. So
you got a 400-year head start.
Right. We're definitely all Black, but certain governments owe certain people. So I'm in agreement that we're all black in the same pot. Well, maybe not necessarily the same pot. We're all black, but some of us were in different pots, in different
We
places.
all black. We all black, but we all not Haitian.
No, I'm not.
Right? We all not Haitian. We're all not Jamaican. We're all not Ghanaian. We're all not Ethiopian. We're all not Yoruba. We're all not Igbo.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? People have different ethnic groups and different tribes. You know what I'm saying? We have our own unique ethnic group and our own unique tribe. No different than anybody else. When y'all have the West Indian parade and all of that stuff, and y'all celebrating West Indian pride and y'all waving y'all flags from the country that y'all from and all of that, nobody says, oh, why y'all doing that? We all black.
Right.
Nobody says, why y'all being divisive? We all black. We all in the same pot. Why y'all over there celebrating West Indian this and Dominican that? We all supposed to be one thing, but everybody gets to celebrate their own unique culture. And then when we say we're going to uphold our unique culture, then, oh, we all black though. Why is it only when it comes to us that everybody has the blackness has to get flattened?
Right. Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, there's a clip going around with Joe Biden saying that he supports reparations, but only if Native Americans can get it. Just another, you know,
I don't know why
yeah,
that
it's
came back
old,
up.
but it's been resurfacing since the whole AB 3121. So they've been, you know, allowing it to resurface just to show his disdain. Really, that's just his, you know, more of his disdain for us.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Again, we're not supposed to get anything exclusively at the exclusion of other people. If we get anything, it's supposed to be for everybody.
Right. And that only, like you said, only when it comes to us, because why aren't our African brothers and sisters in the diaspora saying, well, we should get some of this DACA benefits? Why aren't Black Americans able to go to school for free? You know what I'm saying? Where's that same, you know, reciprocal, you know, thing? You know what I'm saying? It's always this one-sided shit that goes on. And then when Black Americans, like now, we got this, we're making a lot of noise and it's being heard in the right ears, whether they support it or not. They understand that what could potentially happen and what's going to happen, not potentially, but what's going to happen. And now people are scared, right? Especially now that we're saying, no, this is not inclusive for everybody. Now we're going to have to kind of, you know what I'm saying, circle our wagons a bit, and we're going to have to focus on our own ethnic group. And now people are crying foul. I don't like that. Like, we cannot have it both ways.
Let me respond to Ricardo. Yes, we do be at the parades. Me, myself, particularly. I'm from New York, too. I know you're from Queens. I'm from New York. I've been to West Indian Day parades in Brooklyn and all of that, Eastern Parkway and all of that. And that's my point. That's my point. We don't get upset about y'all celebrating your culture and your heritage. We be out there turning up with y'all. Shit, I've been to Puerto Rican Day parade, too. You know what I'm saying? Nobody never gets upset about that.
Mm-mm.
That's my point. We celebrate with you, but y'all don't celebrate with us though. If we specify our uniqueness, then y'all say, oh, y'all being divisive. Oh, y'all being divisive. We all black. I don't go to the parade. Yeah, I go to the parade, but I don't go out there and say, hey, niggas, we all black. Put your flag down. I don't say that. I go out there, I get me a plate of jerk chicken, and I start whining on somebody with a big booty. That's what I do.
Right. One, out of respect, right? And two, because those are your brothers and sisters.
Right.
And you respect their culture. You're respecting their lineage.
Right.
And we don't have stuff like that, to be honest, here in California, to be honest. And there's no parades, but you can go to a bar and they're celebrating Cinco de Mayo or something like that. But we don't have a huge parades here with, you know, Haitians or,
I got a lot of Mexicans out there.
Stuff. Yeah, we don't have any type of parades like that. But we do have, you know, the MLK parades and stuff like that every single year. And for the most part, ain't nobody out there but our black asses, not anyone else. I'm talking about foundational Black Americans.
I like this. Keep this coming, Ricardo, because I like responding to the stuff that you're saying right now. He said they see black, that's all they see. That is correct. He talking about the white supremacists. When they see us, all they see is black. They don't care about what flag you got and all of that stuff. That is correct. But the problem is all of us don't see them the same way.
Exactly.
When they see us, all they see is black. But when a lot of black people from all of these other places see white people, they don't see them the same way that we see them. When we see white people, we see our open enemy. A lot of y'all that come over here, when y'all see white people, y'all see y'all savior. Y'all see y'all Lord and Savior.
Yes.
And I ain't saying everybody, but if you're going to be honest, about your culture, that's a heavy part of it. When y'all look at white people, y'all look at them way different than us. And that's what the problem is. That's the reason why what we're doing is absolutely necessary.
Right.
And to respond to Nigel, shout out to FBA Nigel in the digital building as well. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, brother, and click the notification bell. We do this every Sunday. And we also got the Black Business Showcase on Wednesdays and Thursdays too. So tap in with us. But he says, do you think the Haitians blame Black Americans for them being bullied in Brooklyn, and it was probably mainly the Jamaicans doing it? That's interesting because Brooklyn is like the Caribbean. Okay. You know what I'm saying? For people that don't know, Brooklyn is just full of Caribbeans. I think it's more Caribbeans than foundational Black Americans in New York, period, but especially in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? You go to Flatbush and all of that in the 90s and all of that, you basically in the Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so a Jamaican will get upset if you mistaken for a Haitian. Tell me I'm lying. Anybody that's from the islands out here. But we're all black. If I hear, see, being that I grew up around them and all of that, I kind of know the differences in the culture, the nuances in the culture, the accents and all of that. But some people, like people from the South that didn't grow up, or somebody from the West Coast who didn't grow up around a lot of Caribbeans like that, they don't know the difference. And so they hear the accent, it all sounds the same to them. Mm-hmm. And so they might mistake and say, oh, you from Haiti? A Jamaican nigga will be highly upset about that. Well, what? Why? We're all black. Fucking Haitian? They be beside themselves.
We're all black.
Right.
We're all
black. Right. He said Ricardo about the New Orleans us to death.
Right. Okay.
That's my point, because we all black. I must have missed the part about New Orleans.
Oh, yep, because he's saying basically, what do you think? Where do you think Creoles? How did Creoles become about? Because Haitians went to New Orleans and blah blah blah.
Yes.
Like, okay, we get that.
Yes, yeah, we understand that part of the history, and those are foundational Black Americans because they were here. They were here before the end of slavery. They were here, and their labor, their family's labor, contributed to the wealth of this nation. Yes, it did. So we understand that some of our roots may go back to, actually, everybody's roots go back to Africa at the end of the day.
Even white folks.
I don't care where you're from. Everybody's roots go back to Africa. It depends on how far you want to go back. Right. But yeah, some of those roots might have been through the Caribbean. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those roots were already here. But if you go back far enough, that's going to go back to Africa too. Right? And so we understand all of that. And we're saying, yeah, those different ethnic makeups came together to form one group because we all got mixed in together and we all became one culture. A culture like, I think last week I played that from Dr. Amos Wilson when he was talking about a culture is not a fixed thing. A culture is not a static thing. Whereas whatever your culture is, it just stays that way for hundreds and thousands of years. No, your culture is made as a direct response to the environment in which you find yourself. Mm-hmm. So us right now, we all, as foundational Black Americans, if somehow we all just got up and migrated to Russia somewhere, and we all just left and went to some other part of the world, we would have to come up with a new way to adapt to that environment. We would have to come up with new customs. We would have to come up with different rituals, and that would make us formulate a new culture. Your culture is based off the environment that you find yourself in order for you to survive. Your culture is supposed to be something that is beneficial to the survival and the prosperity of your group, right? So those people that came from those people that came from Africa and came from the Caribbean and all that during slavery mixed in with us over here, and we came together and came up with a new culture. A culture that didn't exist on the planet before. We are a new people. You know what I'm saying? Just like Puerto Ricans. 600 years ago, there was no such thing as a Puerto Rican.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There was no such thing as a Hispanic. The further you go back, these are new cultures that came about as a response to people responding to the environment in which they found themselves. You know what I'm saying? And so we're no different than anybody else. We have our own unique culture. What y'all talking about over there?
You know, we just FBA Nigel said, I've noticed the Haitians are mainly on code, but the Jamaicans can be very problematic along with the Nigerians in America.
That hasn't been my experience. That hasn't been my experience. I would say personally, I've seen the opposite of that.
And I'm not exposed to either.
I've seen more off-code Haitians and more on-code Jamaicans, my personal experience. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to continental Africans, the most on-code continental Africans that I see come out of South Africa and like Zimbabwe, that area.
Yeah, and here in Cali, where I'm at, LA specifically, like I've yet to run into a Haitian American, you know. Africans, yes, we have a little Ethiopia here, which is kind of in the valley areas. I've never went over there like that, and I'm born and raised here, by the way.
Y'all got a lot of Belizeans out there, though, right?
A lot of Belizeans here, but again, they must be in their own little hub as well. I've been here all my life. If they're Belizeans, you will not know until you like hang with them enough, because they act, sound, you know, just like us, and you won't know until you meet a grandmama or something like that. Like you just won't know. They blend in with us straight up, especially the gang culture here. You would not know that they're Belizeans.
Right, and that's the thing. And that's the thing. A lot of people. That's why we came up with the term tethers, because a lot of people, they just blend in, and everything just gets all the negative shit gets associated with blackness.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the main problems that we have, Ricardo, because if somebody from Haiti does something great, comes up with some great invention or whatever the case may be, comes up with some new technology or something like that, y'all gonna make sure that y'all specify that this is a Haitian American that came up with this great thing. That's always going to be pointed out. But if a Haitian person does some heinous crime, rape some girl on the damn subway or something crazy like that, nobody's going to point out the fact that he's Haitian. Everybody's just going to say he's black.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? That's just going to be black, and that's going to fall on us. That just, all the negative shit gets dumped on us. But when y'all do something positive, then you got to wave your flag.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When a Nigerian couple is getting married, you know what I'm saying? Oh, look at this beautiful Nigerian wedding, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? That's celebrated. That's, you know what I mean? They make sure that they specify.
Right.
They make sure that they specify, oh, Nigerian, this is how Nigerians get down. But when Nigerians get caught up in one of these scams, or the Nigerians that got caught up in that shit with Jesse Smollett,
right?
Nobody want to point out the fact that they was Nigerians, though. Now they're just black.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's a problem, man. That's a problem. We gotta get rid of that bullshit.
I agree with Ricardo in the sense where he just said that we have to understand that they did all this to divide and conquer. We also, with us knowing that, right? Because we've always been the welcoming people, foundational Black Americans. We welcome everybody, right? So when is that going to be reciprocated? It's one thing to tell us. I feel like the Africans in the diaspora and the Caribbeans need to tell their people that they're doing this to divide us. You don't need to tell us that. We already know. And we've always been on and maintained a code and welcome anyone that is Black into the family. So that's something that needs to be told to those people so that they can get on code.
And that's another thing too that we hear often about, it's the white supremacists, they poisoned us with this mentality and it's divide and conquer and blah, blah, blah. But how come it didn't work on us then?
Right.
Because we never disassociated ourselves from the diaspora.
Nope.
We never did that until recently.
I have a freaking African tattoo. Hello.
Facts.
I'm just saying.
Facts. We've been the main ones over here representing for Black people worldwide. We've never disassociated ourselves with other Black people. We've always, anything that we've accomplished, anything that we've done that's great in the world, we just attribute it to being Black. We never try to specify, oh, that's us over here. That ain't got nothing to do with y'all. That's us over here.
Right.
We included everybody. You know what I'm saying? But it's just that now we are seeing how that has worked against us. And so we just clean the house.
That's it.
So we just clean the house.
If we have some kind
Beard
of
club.
Yeah. I
Girl
think
from
you
last
did.
spring.
Somebody choosing. Somebody.
Oh no.
Somebody getting chosen.
Oh,
Somebody
no.
getting chosen up on over here.
Is that a snow? Is that a snow bunny in the building?
Yeah, it looks like in the profile. She hella light.
Oh no. Oh, they talking to each other. Okay, I see somebody named Kendra New Breed. Okay. What y'all got going on? And give y'all a couple more comments before you get blocked, because this looks like this might be some troll shit going on.
He said, if your dad doesn't have a beard, you got two moms. I agree. So to everybody, a few years ago, I was telling Sincere this a while ago. I had a t-shirt line called Bearded America. And it's a t-shirt line with different quotes on the shirts about my love for bearded men, basically. So I get you, Kendra New Breed beard. I get it. I'm in agreement. If you do not have a beard, you have two moms.
Kendra. Okay. I don't know what's going on, Jackson. You could investigate that.
Right.
But what else is going on in the news?
Let's see what else is going on in the news while we're here. Oh, so sorry, y'all. Let me get to my materials. I wasn't, after you ain't on here for a while, you get kicked out. But we're gonna start. I guess we can go with just kind of still on the reparations thing. So St. Louis mayor signs bill allowing voluntary reparations donations as first step.
That was some bullshit.
That it was major. If you so Mayor Tashira Jones has signed a bill allowing taxpayers to voluntarily donate to a slavery reparations fund to begin what her office called the very important public conversation on the subject. Mayor Jones' administration is committed to bringing community stakeholders and academics together to develop a plan for what reparations look like in St. Louis to reverse generational wrongs. The mayor's office said on Friday in a news release, you guys can find that story on St. Louis. What is this? On stltoday.com. stltoday.com. So St. Louis is also trying to adopt the plan, but when you get into the nooks and crannies of it, it's Pan-Africanism.
Yeah, it was a nothing, bro. It wasn't even, not only was it just everybody, but even this voluntary part. And honestly, when I was reading it, I was getting confused, and that's how you know it's some real bullshit.
Because it shouldn't even be like that.
Because when it comes to everybody else, shit is real plain. Shit get real plain. You know what I mean? Oh, Asian hate. Okay, we're gonna give y'all $900 trillion tomorrow. They make it real plain. You know what I'm saying? Afghans, Afghans, you got refugees. Don't worry, we got some houses right over here for y'all where niggas used to live at. We're gonna put y'all over here. I don't care what happens to the niggas that used to live there, but we're gonna put y'all over here, and here go your check, $800 million. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
They
just
make it
saying.
real plain. So when I'm reading this article and I'm getting confused and I keep having to go back and try to understand what they're saying, I'm like, this is just a nothing burger.
Nothing. More nothing. But I just wanted to throw that in before we segue into this. Now, I found this to be very, very problematic. I found it to be very offensive. And then when I found out it was written by a Black man,
Okay, yeah.
I was like, what? Anyway, so this is on the New York Post. Why more Black women should consider marrying white men.
Right. They pushing this heavy. They pushing this heavy right now.
I mean, and then in the caption or the photo on the article is y'all's new Supreme Court Justice Tahaji Brown Jackson and her husband kissing her on her forehead.
My bad. I just closed the wrong window.
So yeah, I mean, I just found that to be, and again, written by a Black man. So my thing is he not looking to date Black women? So like, you know what I'm saying? If you don't want to date Black women, my nigga, do you? You know what I'm saying? But don't be trying to get no team of Black men, you know, to get on the other side of, and also Black women to start divesting. Divesting is bad.
Is he moist?
Maybe. I don't even know. I looked at him, he's an older guy. You know, he didn't look moist.
Ralph Richard Banks.
Right.
Is he moist?
We don't divest over here. We don't promote divesting over here. Whatever you do is your business, but we definitely promote Black love, Black relationships, Black marriages, Black babies, Black over here.
Black family, man. That's what it's all about. The Black family. Black family is the cornerstone to Black empowerment. There is no Black empowerment without without strong Black families. You know what I'm saying? And when you read the article, they push a lot of these bullshit statistics from Pew Research, these skewed statistics. And y'all could go check out Professor Black Truth has done extensive breakdowns about some of these research centers and how they get down and how they skew these numbers in order to create a narrative to try to shape reality into whatever they want it to be. So y'all, you know what I'm saying? I know most of y'all that are here are already tapped in with Professor Black Truth. And shout out to the whole new Black media, by the way. This is Black Media Month. You know what I'm saying? We celebrate the new Black media all month. But definitely check out Professor Black Truth archives, where he talks about some of these research centers and some of these statistician organizations and how they skew these numbers to paint certain pictures in a certain way. And they doing that real heavy in this article when y'all read it. I'm not going to read it here. But with this article here, why more Black women should consider marrying white men, that's being pushed. It's like I got a sense that in the last couple of weeks they put this in overdrive because they've been pushing it for a while, but they've been doing it more subtle. They've been doing it more subtle, like you will see every commercial. They got a Black woman with a white man. And, you know what I'm saying?
The Supreme Court judge has a white husband, so we can really put it out there. Look at him.
Right.
And he kissed her on the forehead like she was a little puppy, you know, like, no.
Right. That is like they trying to dangle this carrot in front of Black women to say, look, we understand, you know, it's hard over there in Black society, but, you know, you consider marrying a white man, then you don't even have to be a part of Black society anymore. You won't even be a nigga no more if you marry one of these white men. You won't even be a nigga no more. You know, you could actually marry your way out of oppression. That's the carrot that they try to dangle.
I haven't seen it happen. You be buried in the backyard.
Look at Ketanji. Well, look at Ketanji and look at Kamala. They even using Kamala.
Both of them are non-foundational Black Americans too. Let's be very clear about that.
Is Ketanji? She not from here?
No, it's come out. No, she ain't one of us.
Really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, she's not one of us. So yeah, both of them, you know, when it boils down to it, neither one of them are you or I. Neither one of them.
I didn't even know that part. I'm not surprised.
Not surprised. I don't know if I sent this, but I wanted you, because I want to obviously talk about it. Where is it? I'm going to put it over in the materials right now so that you can play it. Disney.
Yeah, I think I had that. Yeah.
You have it with the actual video of her speaking?
No, send that.
Okay. Yeah.
Said that because that's the other thing. That's the other thing. Right now, they're either pushing the swirl. Excuse me, y'all. They're either pushing the swirling thing heavy on black women. I didn't know that either. I got to fact check my sister, man. I don't know. I don't know. She said Katanji ain't from here.
She ain't from here.
I got to fact check my sister on that one. I
Well,
don't remember that.
Live with me. Well,
But
while I'm getting back, can we play this? I'm going to send that.
Jackson says, shame on me for thinking she was. I thought she was. I thought she was from here.
I don't think she is. I don't think she is.
I thought she was from here.
Can we play her though? Since she's talking about her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's play her.
It's either the swirl family that they're trying to push or same-sex. Oh,
Right.
what is this?
Non-reproductive. It's back to reparations kind of, but just listen to it while I'm finding it because I want to get their opinions on this if they haven't seen it.
Okay, all right.
You got it?
Yeah.
This is it was actually entertaining in a way and how serious she was.
You know what? But some of the shit that she said was on point. She sound more on point than some of these tethers.
Right. Sadly.
Ricardo, I'm about to make you look bad right now, Ricardo. And you know I fucks with you. You know I fucks with you, my Haitian brother. But right here, Rachel Dolezal is making more sense than you, brother, when it comes to this reparations claim. I just gotta say it. Rachel Dolezal is making more sense than my nigga Ricardo right now. Hold up. What you had to say, sis?
If we had reparations, would you? We still haven't had reparations. We still haven't had like this healing, truth, and reconciliation.
If we had reparations, would you be getting a check?
No, I'm not. I don't actually identify as African American. I identify as Black. Like, would somebody who moved here from Nigeria get a check? No. There's a Pan-African diaspora, so I'm part of the Pan. We all go back to Africa. We all have a Black mother eventually. We still haven't had reparations. We still haven't had like this healing, truth, and reconciliation.
If we had reparations, would you be getting a check?
No, I'm not. I don't actually identify as African American. I identify as Black. Like,
it's white women making you look bad, my nigga.
So there's pan blackness at this point.
The white woman making you look bad, Ricardo.
Right.
Come on now. Even the white woman understands that everybody is not entitled to the reparations, my nigga. She like, nah, I know I said I'm Black, but I didn't say I was a foundational Black American now. You know, she said, I know I said I was Black, but I don't identify as an FBA. So no, I wouldn't be entitled to reparations. Would somebody that came over here from Nigeria be entitled? No. She's absolutely right. With her crazy ass.
She's like, I identify as Black. I'm like, where? How?
She said, not Rachel. I mean, my bad. He said, not Rachel with the 4C wig on.
She's very dedicated. She's very dedicated.
Facts.
So I finally got that one into the other one in the materials, by the way, about Disney.
Okay.
It was on my other page. I don't know how I did not get it over here.
Because that was one of our main topics anyway. But those two kind of go together for me, man. Because it's just the overall agenda of not creating more Black babies. Any way that we can stop Black babies from being produced, that's what they pushing right now. You know what I'm saying?
So you subscribe to that whole
white woman. I don't think I've seen this one.
That's this woman. That's the Disney execs talking about what they're doing at Disney as far as having no, right there. That's the one that you're supposed to be on.
Of two queer children, actually. I'm here as a mother of two queer children, actually. One transgender child and one pansexual child, and also as a leader. And that was the thing that really got me, because I have heard so much from so many of my colleagues over the course of the last couple of weeks, in open forums and through emails and phone conversations. And I feel a responsibility to speak, not just for myself, but for them, to all of us. We had an open forum last week at 20th where Again, the home of really incredible, groundbreaking LGBTQIA stories over the years, where one of our execs stood up and said, you know, we only have a handful of queer leads in our content. And I went, what? That can't be true. And I realized, oh, it actually is true. We have many, many, many LGBTQIA characters in our stories, and yet we don't have enough leads and narratives in which gay characters just get to be characters, and not have to be about gay stories. And so that's been very eye-opening for me. And I can tell you, it's something that I feel perhaps had this moment not happened, I as a leader and me as my colleagues would not have focused on. And going forward, I certainly will be more so. I know that we will be, and I hope this is a moment where, shoot, the 50% of the tears, sorry, are coming. We just don't allow each other to go backwards. I'm here as a mother of two queer children.
Okay. Now, I didn't even see this one. Who is that that's speaking?
How the heck does she have all these queer, different, like, how does that happen? I forgot her name. I didn't put her name in my thing.
Man. I don't know. I didn't even see this one. The Disney exec that I saw was a Black woman. And that was very telling as well. I'm gonna find it. But hold on. There's a lot of ginger in this goddamn drink. Actually got some kick to it.
Yeah, and so what's his name in Florida? Florida Governor Paul DeSantis says that Disney has crossed the line, and I stand with him on that.
Yeah.
I don't stand with him on everything, but when right is right, I stand with right.
Yeah, read that. You got that pulled up?
It's actually a video, but it's only a minute 52 seconds. If you want to play it, it's not.
Yeah, that was one. Yeah, that was one of the ones I wanted to play.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that was one of the ones I wanted to play. But I also want to find that other lady. I don't think I put it in here though.
I don't think so. I didn't know it was a Black woman.
All right, bear with me 1 second, family. Again, make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all share this out on your social medias. I'm pulling up that video for y'all right now.
Exactly.
They got a commercial playing, so I'm gonna let the commercial go by. Let me let the commercial go by, then I'll put it on the screen for y'all. Okay, here we go. Man, it sounds long. All right. Here it goes, y'all.
Yesterday, we signed the Parents' Rights in Education bill. It's interesting when like a Disney-owned ABC would put that out on tweet. They'd say, Governor DeSantis signs bill to prohibit instruction in sexual identity and gender identity in some grades. Some grades. Why would they say some grades instead of K through 3? It's just amazing if you're trying to inform the. So you saw a lot of this, but then for Disney to come out and put a statement and say that the bill should have never passed and that they are going to actively work to repeal it, I think one was fundamentally dishonest, but two, I think that crossed the line. This state is governed by the interests of the people of the state of Florida. It is not based on the demands of California corporate executives. They do not run this state. They do not control this state. I also thought it was interesting. I talked to the Speaker of the House yesterday afternoon, and he said Disney never called him while they were putting this through the House. They didn't seem to have a problem with it when it was going through. If this was such an affront, why weren't they speaking up at the outset? And yet they won't. And then for them to say they're going to actively work to repeal substantive protections for parents, as a company that is supposedly marketing its services to parents with young children, I think they crossed the line. And, people ask me, kind of about, their posture on the bill. I said, you know what? If we would have put in the bill that you were not allowed to have curriculum that discussed the oppression of the Uyghurs in China, Disney would have endorsed that in a second. And that's the hypocrisy of this. And, we're going to make sure we're fighting back when people are threatening our parents and threatening our kids.
And this is one of those cases, family, where we inadvertently benefit from some of these Republican policies, even though they're not doing it in the best interest of Black folks. They don't give a damn about us. We're not saying that one is better than the other, but we're just saying inadvertently we do benefit from a lot of these Republican bills that they put forward, man.
As we did when Trump was in office. As we did when Trump was in office.
Exactly.
There wasn't any direct benefits, but inadvertently we did benefit because Trump was definitely against mass immigration.
Exactly. And DeSantis is just another Trump. He's just a more polished, seasoned politician version of Trump. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can look out for him in the upcoming presidential, runs too. You know what I mean? He putting in his work right now. You know what I mean? And that's why a lot of stuff that he does down there in Florida goes national. You know what I'm saying? He make a lot of noise with a lot of stuff that he be doing because he galvanizing that Trump support. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I can't disagree with anything he was saying right there. Like, you know what I mean? This company is, has a product that is for children, and their main concern is sexual activity. And somebody's sexuality. You know what I'm saying? I gotta find the one with the Black woman because she.
Oh, we gotta post this.
Hold on, let me take this down. Disney exec. And for those that don't know what he was talking about at the end there, when he said if he would have put that stuff about the Uyghurs over in China, that's an ethnic group over there that's being oppressed. That they basically some dark-skinned Asians.
So Black Asians?
They ain't really Black, but
they're Black to them. They Black to them.
Yeah. Yeah. Boom. See, I got everybody else commenting on it. I just want to find her. Okay, here it goes. And it looks like this was from the same talk.
Okay. I didn't see this one.
Here we go. Let me get her. Boom. Boom. Now listen to her, family.
I'm scared.
I love Disney's content. I grew up watching, all of the classics. They have been a huge, informative part of my life. But at the same time, I worked at small studios most of my career, and I'd heard, you hear whispers. I'd heard things like, oh, they won't let you show this at a Disney show. And I'm like, okay. So I was a little sus when I started. But then my experience was bafflingly the opposite of what I had heard on my little pocket of Proud Family Disney TVA. The showrunners were super welcoming. Meredith Roberts and our leadership over there has been so.
So basically, she oversees the Black department.
Right.
If you listen to what she's saying when she first got the job, she was hearing all this stuff about. Listen, they're not gonna let you push all of this LGBT stuff. I know that. That's part of, your agenda, but they're not going to let you do all of that over here, blah, blah, blah. And she said when she got there, it was the exact opposite. And then she specified, at least in her little department where she was looking over the Proud Family and, shows that are geared toward Black children. So she's saying over there, it was a green light.
Wow.
Right?
Welcoming to my not at all secret gay agenda. And so I
my
feel
not at all secret gay agenda. Listen to this woman. I got to bring this back. Listen to this woman.
Listen to the words.
Things like, oh, you know, they won't let you show this at a Disney show. And I'm like, okay. So I was a little like sus when I started. But then my experience was bafflingly the opposite of what I had heard on my little pocket of like, you know, Proud Family Disney TVA. The showrunners were super welcoming. Meredith Roberts and like our leadership over there has been so welcoming to like my like not at all secret gay agenda. And so like I feel like I felt like it was, I mean, like maybe it was that way in the past, but I guess like something must have happened in the last like they're turning it around, they're going hard. And then all that like momentum that I felt, like that sense of I don't have to be afraid to like, let's have these two characters kiss, let's in the background like I was just wherever I could, just basically adding queerness to like if you see anything queer in the show, I'm proud of them. But like I just was like, no one would stop me and no one was trying to stop me.
Right.
Jackson is giving me, where's the museum? Where's the museum, nigga?
Man.
Where is she from? Where is she from? Where is she from? Do we know where she's from?
What's going to happen with the money? Are we going to? You still talking? Ricardo. Look, man. This might give you some solace, man. Remember, we all Black, right?
Right.
So if foundational Black Americans are made whole, inadvertently, that's going to benefit y'all too. Maybe that. Hopefully, that makes you feel better, brother. That's going to benefit y'all too. Like for example, my wife is Jamaican. I think most of y'all that watch this show know that. My wife, both her parents are from Jamaica.
Yes.
My wife is not entitled to our reparations claim, but she's my wife. So she's going to benefit. Our child is entitled to the reparations claim. Her son is entitled to the reparations claim. Okay, so get you a FBA wife, my nigga. I don't know what to tell you, man. Get you an FBA wife, man. Yeah, man. But that lady said, "My not at all secret gay
Why
agenda."
do we need financial classes, though? I just read that. Like, what do we need financial classes for? You know, like.
I didn't even hear that.
Yeah,
I didn't even read that part.
Yeah, why do we need financial classes? They haven't offered it before. Reparations don't offer it now. They're not even teaching it in schools now.
Go teach the financial classes. Make that a part of the CARICOM. Make that a part of the CARICOM claims against the British and the Spanish and all of that. You know what I mean? When y'all get y'all reparations from the British and the Spanish, make sure they include financial classes. Because foundational Black Americans, we didn't have no financial classes when we built Black Wall Street.
Nope.
Okay, Black Wall Streets, plural.
Right.
We were building Black Wall Streets all around this country right after slavery, after hundreds of years of forced illiteracy. We went and built all of these great institutions and communities all over the country without no financial literacy classes. We did that, foundational Black Americans.
With third and fourth grade educations.
Yeah, so we good. We'll figure it out.
Right.
We'll figure it out. We know what to do with some money. Just cut the check.
Right. And I think they don't understand that, a lot of bad decisions have been made when it comes to financial, our financial illiteracy is because we haven't had access to a lot of capital, right? So when you do get money, a lot of times some is wasted, but a lot of times people playing catch up. Most people that I know that get tax returns that are, kind of what we would deem poor, lower class or whatever, they're playing catch up on their bills. They're not going out here buying wigs and weaves. Niggas is literally playing catch up on their bills to get through, the next few months. So a lot of them are responsible when it comes to that, but if you're not making enough, I live in California. The minimum wage here is $15. Your average rent here for a studio apartment is $1,500 a month, average. You know what I'm saying? So niggas is literally robbing Peter to pay Paul. So it's not that we don't know how to manage our money. Technically, we do. Because how does a person making $15, $16 an hour manage to pay their bills and feed their children and keep a roof over their head? I'm just saying.
I believe the black woman. I believe the black woman has a good point. She makes a good point. You know what I'm saying? And that goes along with something else I heard. Something else I heard from Dr. Amos Wilson. Dr. Amos Wilson, one of my favorite scholars, man. One of my favorite.
I do not have one of his books yet. Not one.
Well, you only need one because the shit is thick as a Bible.
Oh no.
The blueprint to black power
is a dictionary.
That's a dictionary. That's a dictionary. That's all you need right there. But definitely check out Dr. Amos Wilson. A lot of lectures is on YouTube and stuff like that. But he was talking about this way back in I think it was in the 90s. And he was saying, us foundational Black Americans, we're pretty much in the same predicament as the continental Africans as far as our financial status. The reason why these African countries are in the financial ruins the way that they are is because they are made to be in perpetual debt. They are perpetually indebted to Western societies and now to Asian societies as well. Keeping them in debt is what makes these countries poor, because now I have control of your economy. You know what I'm saying? And I get to extract your resources in exchange for the debt that is owed. You know what I'm saying? And so they actually do the same thing to us over here, because if we were in a room full of a couple of thousand people right now, me and you were the speakers and we were speaking in front of like a couple thousand people right now, and it was all foundational Black Americans in the room. And we asked all the people who had some type of debt, whether it's student loans, whether it's a mortgage or whatever the case may be, and whatever type of debt that it may be, to raise their hand. 90% of the people will have their hand up in that room. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, to your point, what you were just saying, you know what I'm saying? When people do get was a so-called leg up, they got to play catch up. And that goes back to that perpetual debt that they keep us in order to control our economy. And that's where you get these celebrities, going back to what we were talking about earlier, who are willing to compromise themselves in exchange for that position in Hollywood, and in exchange for that fame and that fortune for themselves, because that's the exchange. Because our resource, our number one natural resource is our talent and our culture. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, nigga, I'll let you tap dance on this stage over here. You bend that thing over for me real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Now make it clap.
So it's the same thing that they do to our brothers and sisters on the continent. They actually doing the same thing to us over here by keeping us in debt and keeping us playing catch up, always behind the curve. You know what I'm saying? That gives them the advantage. Right. Family, I'm hungry. I can't be here with y'all all night.
Oh, this is how I'm gonna be tomorrow.
What, you gonna start tomorrow?
I'm really gonna start tomorrow. Mickey and I are starting tomorrow for sure.
Listen, it ain't that bad, but you got to try to preserve your energy as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, yesterday when I was at work, I made sure that I had gaps in between. Like, I didn't want to be doing just cuts back to back to back to back all day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was taking breaks. Like, people scheduling their appointments. I was leaving myself some space so I could just chill out and sit down for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only thing about it. You know what I mean? Your body is going to go through a form of withdrawal, especially if you, like me, been eating a lot of sugar and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Your body is going to go through those withdrawal symptoms. You know what I mean? And the thing is, all right, cool. You're going to do it. And I know you said that you want to drink. you want to drink water or whatever the case may be. I ain't mad at you if you drink some water to keep yourself hydrated, because you're doing this for different purposes as well. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to train myself to fast. The longest that I've ever fasted was probably 2 weeks. And it was for my Aunt Debbie. She passed away from cancer. So we were fasting and praying, for her healing at the time. And so I did it for her. And she passed away before I can get to the end of it. So it lasted 2 weeks, but she passed in the middle of it.
Gotcha.
But I did last, y'all. I did 2 full weeks of just liquid and I did sun up to sundown as well.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
No, we don't want you now. We don't want you now, Ricardo. No. You want one for the wrong reasons, Ricardo. Nope. Nope. Nope.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get you an off code one, because you have a hard time calling one of our on code FBA sisters. They're gonna peep your shit. They're gonna peep your shit. They're gonna be like, nah, nigga.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, man. But family, we gonna get up out of here, man. This is a good conversation today. I gotta eat some food, man. I baked some chicken with some potatoes and carrots. So I'm gonna go see what that tastes like.
And also, I just want to throw in here, y'all, because we are going to be wrapping things up. There's going to be kind of a schedule change this week for the Black Business Showcase. So this week, we're doing Tuesday and Wednesday, not Wednesday and Thursday, because we were accommodating. We're accommodating our guests. So it'll actually be Tuesday and Wednesday this week. And I know you forgot.
I definitely forgot.
I'm looking at the calendar. I'm looking at my calendar right now. And yeah, it's going to be Tuesday and Wednesday this week. So yeah, just this week, and then we're back to normal next week.
All right, I'll talk to you about behind the scenes, because
okay,
I got a prior engagement. Not really, but we might just have to change the time, because I got to pick my son up. My son is coming back home. I got to pick him up from the bus, and we might have to just push it back like a half hour or something like that.
Okay, I'll let him know.
That's all.
Okay,
that's all. But yeah, so appreciate everybody. Again, like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. This has been another great episode of Sincere Love the Godcast. Appreciate everybody tapping in. If you're watching this on the replay, you know what I'm saying? Or if you're watching this on Facebook or any of the other platforms, make sure you come on over to YouTube, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell so you can be reminded when we go live with new content. And always remember, family, we are not the master teachers. We are only the master students and signal boosters for the voices of the new Black media. Happy New Black Media Month to the family out there. Make sure y'all hit that. Make sure y'all hit the Cash App. Yeah, Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem to all of the Muslim family out there who's fasting and all of that. And so we'll see y'all in a couple of days, family.
Peace.
Do for self or suffer the consequences. The wisdom of Elijah's inside.